Land struggles are extremely important for people, women and men who have been deprived of their rights in society. The right to live is a basic right, and that should include land. Land struggles help us to recognize how important it is to develop alliances with indigenous people, particularly given the ways in which indigenous people have been stewards of the land. And those of us who live in the Americas and in the Western Hemisphere are either here because our ancestors were colonized or because our ancestors were brought here, often involuntarily, as a result of colonization. So I think it's so important to recognize these connections, these relationalities. There can be no effective struggle to free Black people or Black women without addressing the land. It also makes us recognize what it means to protect the land and the ocean and the air. And so land struggles are directly related to struggles against the destruction of the environment. I think this is what we often call intersectionality, recognizing the connections, the relations, and I think intersectionality is most powerful when we consider intersectionality of struggles. And so I would like to congratulate you for the extremely important work that you are doing. You will change the world. The world will be different. The people with whom you're struggling, they will play a role in forging a better future for us all. Well, I would say for a long time I have been impressed by the social movements here in Brazil. For many years, for decades, as a matter of fact. And I feel humbled each time I visit Brazil. I always try to make the point that I think I have a great deal more to learn from people who are struggling in Brazil than they have to learn from us. The Black feminist traditions here are powerful. And I think the world should know the work of Lélia Gonzalez. And the world should recognize how Black women in Brazil, and I'm specifically thinking about Luisa Barros, who began in Bahia, and I met her in the 1990s, and I watched her persistence, and I watched the work that she did in Bahia, and then of course she became the head of the Ministry of Racial Equality. Such a thing has never existed in the United States. There's so many ways in which we can learn from the movement history of Brazil. So, as I said before, I'm very humbled, and I hope to play a role in creating solidarity for your struggles here in Brazil in the years to come.
Nordestina, não se nasce feminina, torna-se mulher. E não precisa ser Amélia pra ser de verdade. Você tem mais, agora vamos
So what kind of tree is it?